Good afternoon, and welcome to Springfield. I'm Jen Walling, and I'm the Executive Director of the Illinois Environmental Council. I'm so excited to be rallying with you all at this year's Climate Action Lobby Day. And I want to give just a big round of applause to begin with to all of the staff from all of the different organizations that have made this possible today. And I'm grateful to all of you because I know you're all here today because you celebrate the incredible clean energy progress we've already made in Illinois, because you see the urgency of the climate crisis and know it means we can't stop now. You're here because we have to continue to take bold climate action in our state and lead the way for the rest of the nation. You're here because you're optimistic. And because you believe that we can do it.
Yes, we can.
That we can do our part here in Illinois to secure a clean and equitable future for generations to come. And I know that progress can be slow. Big, huge wins can be rare. And federal setbacks have been rolling in at a breakneck pace these days. But you haven't given up hope, even when some others have. So thank you for being here today and for turning your hopes into action. And I've been so motivating, and I'm sorry in advance, but I do have a few things to say about Donald Trump now. Bringing the mood down. Trump is usurping power and using his majorities in Congress to decimate historic climate progress we've made at the federal level. Cutting funding for climate programs, gutting clean energy manufacturing, killing good jobs, driving energy prices up, and leaving farmers and small businesses on the hook for bills he's now refusing to pay. All of this to advance an anti-science political agenda that enriches his wealthy supporters like big oil and gas CEOs. If they're successful, we'll all lose so that just a few of them can win. Trump's plan for our future are more expensive, more polluting, and more destructive on our land and communities. And that's why it's more important than ever that we invest in real change right here in Illinois. The policies in the Illinois Clean Jobs Coalition present Illinois with an opportunity to do just that. And all of you have been lobbying on our 3 packages today. The Clean and Reliable Grid Affordability Act. That's the nerdiest thing to ever get applause. The Clean and Equitable Transportation Act. And the Clean and Healthy Buildings Act. These are powerful policies that will accelerate our climate progress in Illinois while allowing us to fight federal attempts to dismantle foundational environmental protections. We're going to hear about these exciting policies today from, I see, a bunch of climate champions in the General Assembly, and I'm at least going to introduce them. I don't know if they want to say hello too, but they've been working to pass these bills, and from community members who are fighting to secure an equitable, affordable, and healthy future for all Illinoisans. We're ready for big, bold solutions.
Yes.
So first up, I think I'm just going to welcome, or if you want to say a few words, I got our Green Caucus co-chair, State Senator Laura Fine. And I've got Leader Julie Morrison. And I've got State Senator Laura Ellman, the chair of the Senate Environment Committee. These are some of my favorite people in the General Assembly, and I'm really excited to stand by them. Do you just want to say hello? Or?
Sure.
Great.
Well, thank you, everybody, for being here today. It is more important now than ever to be loud and proud about what we are trying to accomplish for the future.
Yes.
When the Trump administration says it's okay to dump more PFAS in the water, we say no.
No.
When the Trump administration takes off more regulations for environmental safety issues, we say no. And when the Trump administration thinks it's okay to drink out of polystyrene cups and use polystyrene packaging, we say no. Illinois is leading the way with environmental advancements, and we've got to show the rest of the country we're going to get it done here and everywhere across our country. So thank you so much for being out here today, because it's together that we get it done. And you have the most incredible champion standing right here. We could be not more proud to work with Jen Walling.
Good. Great. Thank you so much for coming by to our Climate Champions. I think, and next, I'm very excited to introduce you to another one of my favorite climate champions from the Natural Resources Defense Council, Gina Ramirez.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Gina Ramirez. I actually wear two hats. I'm Midwest Director of Environmental Health at Natural Resources Defense Council, and I'm Senior Advisor to the Southeast Environmental Task Force, a frontline environmental justice group on the southeast side of Chicago. I'm thrilled to be here today alongside all of you to fight for protections in the Clean and Reliable Grid Affordability Act that safeguard environmental justice across Illinois. For years, energy legislation has largely been crafted by utility companies and the dirty fuel industry. In 2021, we flipped that script, and environmental justice advocates had a seat at the table when we crafted and passed the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act. Now, thanks to CEJA, we finally have a long-term plan to build an equitable, clean energy economy across Illinois. Because of the many advocates here today, we were able to pass CEJA, a bill that stood up to Springfield's dirty energy and utility interests, and win legislation that put equity, consumer protection, and our planet first. Yes. Today, though, new threats are emerging that require your voice and our collective action yet again to make sure that the state legislature puts the interests of people and our planet before the interests of dirty energy companies, big tech, and entrenched utilities. Our power grid is struggling to keep pace with a surge in demand for energy, largely caused by a power-hungry data centers. Many of these facilities are being located in environmental justice communities, and while they promise progress and economic advancements, they also pose risks to our electric grid and place a huge pollution burden on our neighborhoods that are already surrounded by toxic industry. Data centers consume huge amounts of electricity that often comes from a source that contributes to pollution and climate change. If the retirement plans of dirty plants are delayed to power up data centers, recent analysis suggests that CO2 pollution in northern Illinois will increase by at least 64%. It's not right. And it's not just pollution that will increase. If we don't put safeguards in place, bills will go up. We cannot allow these power-hungry facilities to drive up costs for consumers that are already struggling to pay their bills. The Clean and Reliable Grid Affordability Act addresses the reliability and sustainability threats posed by data centers with a set of common sense guardrails. First and foremost, the SERJA Act directs data centers to bring their own new clean energy. In other words, data centers would be required to develop plans to bring additional clean energy resources to power their facilities at all hours of the day and propose regulations for environmental standards for their facilities. Environmental justice communities like mine should be able to participate in the planning process. We have the right to know how these projects will impact our health, our safety, and our future. We have the right to hold these companies accountable to the highest standards of environmental protection and labor rights. We passed CEJA 4 years ago for a reason. We passed CEJA for clean air, lower utility bills, and to take action on climate. We cannot afford to go back to an Illinois that lets polluting industry go unchecked. We cannot afford to go back to an Illinois that lets corporate polluters harm our communities. With the Clean and Reliable Grid Affordability Act, Illinois can continue to lead the nation on our climate and equity goals by facing the new and emerging threats to our electric grid. I ask all of you, community members, local leaders, and policymakers to stand with us to ensure that data centers do not come at the expense of our neighborhoods, our health, and our pocketbooks. Thank you.
I'm so thrilled now to have us hear from Amanda Pankow, who is from Prairie Rivers Network.
Thanks, Jen. My name is Amanda Pankow, and I live in a rural downstate community where wind and solar is being developed. I also work for the environmental nonprofit Prairie Rivers Network. Woo! As a frontline activist working closely with Central and Southern Illinois communities, I'm thrilled to be here today alongside you to fight for the protections in the Clean and Reliable Grid and Affordability Act. SRJA will safeguard Illinois families from soaring energy prices. For too long, utility companies have chosen to line their shareholder pockets instead of prioritizing everyday consumers. Now, big tech data centers are driving up costs even more, while threatening our grid and jeopardizing our climate goals. The SRJA Act includes critical protections to ensure electricity consumers don't foot the bill for the extra energy needs or power grid upgrades for data centers. For too long, Ameren, Illinois customers have not had the same access to utility bill savings as ComEd customers. The SRJA Act increases Ameren's electric energy saving goals to be on par with ComEd's goals for the first time in over a decade. For too long, public power ratepayers like me, who get their power from municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives, have not had a meaningful voice in energy planning and in Illinois' clean energy transition. The SRJA Act ensures that, for the first time, muni and co-op customers have a seat at the table, and muni and co-ops are required to engage in transparent, responsible energy planning. Yes. Woo! As a member myself of the Southern Illinois Electric Cooperative, which owns 2 coal plants in Illinois, the SRJA Act will help my co-op better plan for a clean energy future. As Illinois families are subject to growing price spikes, big tech threatens to increase everyone's bills and jeopardize our climate commitments under CEJA. What's more, the Trump administration is rolling back critical clean energy efforts. Illinois must meet this moment with bold action that prioritizes Illinois ratepayers, our communities, and our climate. It will take courage, but Illinois has been courageous before, and we can do it again. The cost of inaction, the cost of a lack of courage is simply too high. Let's pass the SRJA Act.
Next, I've got Emmanuel Garcia is going to come up and lead us in some power sector chants.
All right, everyone. So for our power sector, we have, repeat after me, clean air is what we need. Clean air makes us free. Clean air is what we need. Clean air is what we need. Air is free. Clean air is what we need. Clean air makes us free. Now for all right, thank you. For our transportation sector, though, or is that the only one? That's it.
Great. And we got another climate champion here today who's been working overtime. We have Senator Ron Villavillam.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. How we doing? Are we ready to fund public transit? Are we ready to fix public transit? It is so important that you all are down here today. We have spent the last 2 years on this journey. We have asked the Chicago Metropolitan Agency on Planning to put together a report, convene stakeholders. We've had bills introduced. We've had 8 committee hearings across the region and making sure that we have over 35 hours of testimony. We've heard repeatedly, public transit is good for our economy. Public transit must be equitable and accessible. Public transit is necessary for community quality of life. And yes, public transit is good for our environment. It will help mitigate climate change. And that is why we must get this done. We need the reforms that we have pursued for the last 2 years, making sure that we're thinking about it not just as PACE or Metro or CTA, the city, suburbs, or collars, and the rest of the state. We are one region, one state, and we want to make sure every rider has the ability to get to their doctor, their school, their job with ease and access, no questions. And by the way, also safety. We need to get this done. So when I say fix it, we say fund it. Fix it. Fund it. Fix it. Fund it. Fix it. Fund it. I'm not sure that entirely worked, but we did it anyways. So as you're having conversations today, I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart, from someone that spent a lot of time on this, make sure you talk to every legislator and say, we appreciate and want these reforms, and we need the funding now. Not after May 31st, not October, not next year. And by the way, we need funding not to fill a fiscal cliff for next year, but to build a public transit system for the next 3 decades. So that is the message we need to deliver today. And I think with all of your support, we're going to get it done. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing, Senator. Next, I have got Robert Schultz, who's here from the Active Transportation. Let's go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. Give me a cheer if you took a form of public transportation to get here today. I can't hear you. One more time. All right, give me a cheer if you take public transportation on a daily, regular basis. All right. Now give me a cheer if you think public transportation is worth saving. Is it worth saving? All right. I agree. My name is W. Robert Schultz III. Simply call me Robert. I'm a frequent transportation rider, and I'm a campaign organizer at the Active Transportation Alliance. I live on Chicago's northwest side where public transportation options are anemic. I work extensively with community organizations that are members of the Transportation Equity Network. We're a coalition of community-based organizations that work in marginalized communities, mainly on Chicago's south and west sides. Since 2019, 10 works to build power in communities of color on transportation justice issues. That's why I'm here today. I know you've heard a lot of doom and gloom about the transit crisis that we're currently facing. And it's true, if lawmakers don't act on the transit fiscal cliff by the end of next week, it will have devastating consequences for millions of transit riders who use the system every day and the workers who run and maintain the trains and buses. It will also force people to turn to personal vehicles, increasing air and climate pollution already, harming our communities. Make no mistake, the situation is dire and lawmakers have to act now. I'm here today to paint a picture of what could happen if lawmakers step up to the plate within the next week and vote to fully fund and reform public transportation. Imagine a public transportation system where buses arrive on time so that you can make it to your doctor's appointment even during rush hour. Imagine a public transportation system where transit ambassadors help tourists and everyday commuters navigate the system smoothly. Imagine a public transportation system where transferring from Metra to a CTA train or a bus is a breeze because their schedules line up. Imagine a transportation system that will enable us to get to the Amtrak real quickly. We'll wait till one more time. Is it coming? All right. Okay, we'll keep rolling here. All right. There she. All right. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah. Do you want to fund it? Yeah. Do you want to fix it? Yeah. All right. Okay. So imagine a transit system where you can use one app and pay one fare to move throughout the system and the region. Yeah. Imagine a public transportation system that is cleaner, safer, more reliable, more accessible, and more affordable. All of this is possible if our lawmakers invest how much? $1.5 billion. Let's say it again, $1.5 billion. All right, they need to do this by the end of May. This investment isn't just a plug of the $77 million funding hole we're currently facing. It ensures that we're truly transforming the system to bring about health, economic prosperity, climate benefits that come with a strong public transportation system. Our message is simple. Fund it, fair it. Fund it, fair it. Fund it, fix it. Fund it, fix it.
Thank you so much. And now we've got Jeremy Cuevas.
How's everyone doing this afternoon? Oh, come on, where's the energy? You can do better than that. That's what I'm talking about. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremy Cuevas, and I'm the Executive Director of Grassroots Empowerment Mission. We are a new youth-led organization that focuses on building power with our youth and our young adults that leads to youth-led campaigns in our communities.
Yes. For the future.
That's right. I don't know about y'all, but I'm fired up to fix our transportation system. How about you? That's right. Because what we've got now is a broken system that isn't working for folks. And it's not doing enough to make our air cleaner and our climate stronger. It's 2025. It's past time we build our transportation sector to be one that Illinoisans actually deserve. One that is clean and equitable and nothing less. There are close to 2 million youth who live in our state. We need to fix our transit system right now so that the future generation has a system that works for them and their children's children. This is our moment for our leaders to step up, to fix it and fund it. Fix it, fund it. Fix it, fund it. Fix it, fund it. Fix it, fund it. Diesel-fueled cars, trucks, and transportation fleets harm our health and contribute more climate warming greenhouse gas emissions than any other sector in Illinois. Boo! That ain't right. Roughly 9 million residents live in areas that regularly experience air deemed unsafe to breathe air by the EPA. That's 71% of the state's entire population. And that dirty air disproportionately impacts disadvantaged, overburdened communities of color. Boo to that. Unfortunately, our transportation sector massively contributes to that pollution. Listen up, everyone. This is our moment, and our communities can't afford for us to miss it. As we move closer and closer to a disastrous transit fiscal cliff, our leaders must step up and secure more affordable and accessible transportation choices. Fixing Illinois' public transit system is just the first step. We must remain focused. I'll say that again. We must remain focused on our climate and what our communities actually need.
Yes.
That's why we need the Clean and Equitable Transportation Act. A comprehensive vision for a transformed, electrified transportation sector that invests in sustainable, affordable, and equitable active modes of transportation. So now you know what to do. Fix it, fund it, fix it, fund it.
Fix it, fund it, fix it, fund it.
Great. I'm going to get Emmanuel Garcia back up here to lead us in another chant.
All right, everyone. I'm going to say it first, and then you repeat after me. All right. Transit, transit, say it loud. We need better transit now. Transit, transit, say it loud. We need better transit now. Transit, transit, say it loud. We need better transit now.
Thank you so much. And those are our speakers for today. And we're coming to a close. I just want to say again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody here for using your voice, believing in our communities, our state, our planet are worth fighting for. We know that Trump and his followers can't stop us from standing in the gap and doing right by each other here in Illinois. Your presence here today has been so meaningful. I'm so proud to stand here with so many amazing advocates behind me, and with the support of legislative champions like the legislators that were here today. And because of all of you here, we can and will pass bold climate legislation this spring.